Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the video series where I'm talking about the controls of the XAir edit of the XAir 18 digital mixer. Today, I'm going to talk about the channel settings, which technically can be called a channel strip because it contains every processors and effects of the channel. Okay. You can usually get to it by selecting the channel that you want to control. So at the moment, I'm selecting channel number 4 that I labeled as mic. So if you select a channel, the stuff in there would change. If you select another channel, the settings would change. So at the moment, I'll leave it to channel 4 because that's where my mic is connected into, and then so that when I change something, you'll be able to hear it as well. Okay. And also you get to the channel settings by clicking on the channel at the top there. So you can click on different aspects. So last video I talked about an overview of each of the stuff that you can or of what is there in the mixer. Today I want to try and go a bit more into details in the channel itself. So first of all, on the left here, we can see that there's a metering there that shows the signal that's coming in. So the metering on the left shows the input metering, and the metering on the right shows the output metering. So when setting the gain, we're gonna look into that metering there to see how it's going. So talking about gain, we're gonna move into the channel inputs there. So the channel input is where you're gonna set the gain of the channel. So if it's further there, you see mic gain there. If you turn it down, the gain is gonna turn down. It's considered in the metering there that's turned down. And if you turn it up, the gain is gonna turn up there. So you're trying to set it to a place where it's just getting around that minus 20, around minus 18, between that minus 10 and minus 20 really. And it's basically it's not too much, so you don't want it to be too much to get into the clipping side so that it doesn't clip your sound. Yes, I don't know whether you can start to hear that it's getting a little bit distorted as I'm turning it up. So I like it to be somewhere around that minus 18 section. If it's too low, then it won't be going well to the monitors and people will not be hearing it. You will not be able to mix very well with it on the channel as well. So it has to be somewhere in the middle, and then but not too much as well. Okay. With the trim is only used for when the USB is selected, and the USB selected if you're playing a sound from the computer. Say you are doing a virtual sound check and you are plugging, you're getting signal playing from say like a DAW, like Pro Tools or Cubase or Logic, and you're playing it through the mixer. I'll probably do a video to talk about how you're gonna do that, set that up later on. But that's what USB is for. So when USB is on, you're gonna use a trim to control the gain for the USB. Then for 48-volt phantom power, so some microphone use phantom power like condenser microphone. Use that to turn it on. Polarity switch. When you press it, I don't know whether you can hear just how different the voice sound like with that polarity switch on. It's basically just allow I've turned it back off now so that I can sound normal again. It's basically they just used to switch between the polarity of a signal, usually used for like bottom snare mic. So if you're miking the top snare mic and the bottom, then you can polarity switch one, especially the bottom one. Then the stereo link is used to link two channels together. So if you want, say, 3 and 4 to be together, to be playing, like maybe you have a stereo keyboard and you want them to link together, so that when you turn one up or down, the second one will turn at the same time. You click on that button. Then just note that the mixer is only designed to link odd and even together. So it won't link even and odd together. It has to be odd and even. So it has to be 3 and 4. I'm not going to press it now because I don't want it to link to condenser 1. Because if you link it, this setting is going to change. The setting over here will change to the one in the odd. It won't change to the one in the even. Okay. So, and then this one, the effects, is for use if you wanted to insert an effect to the sound. So if I put that in now and I click insert on, it's going to insert an effect to that sound. And if I now click on that to select it, it inserts effects. So you see that the effect that was inserted is from this effect there. And you can see that it have an insert there, and it's on it to channel 4. So I don't want that. Now, go back to channel. Okay. I think that's everything with the channel inputs. This, again, there's an overview of that. This next video, I'll go more into details of what you do with the channel input itself. So, noise gate. So again, it's going to be an overview of what you can do with the noise gate. So it's only the control that you have on there in the channel strip is turning it off and on. So you can turn it off and on there, and also you can control the threshold. So turning it down means that you're allowing the signal to go through, and then increasing it like that means that you are not allowing a lot of signal to go through. So I have to speak louder for it to come through. So if you don't know, a gate works to block sound that are too low to come through. It's only loud sound that will go through the channel. Again, that's an overview of it. When I'm talking about gates, I will explain more in details about that. Okay. Equalizer. Then the equalizer is used. So what you can see over here is you can turn it off, and then you can turn it on again. So you can see it in the graph there that when you turn it off, it's grayed out, and when you turn it on, it's not grayed out as well. Then you see the low cut, so you can turn that low cut off or on as well. So if you click on it, you see that the low cut is off, and when I click on it again, the low cut is back, and you can use the frequency here to select the frequency of the low cuts, and so you can control the low cut straight away from here. And as you can see, as I'm turning it, you're hearing it making the change. So I like it somewhere around that 140, 150 range for my voice, really. I will talk more in the details of EQ when I'm talking about EQ over here. Compression as well. Compression, the setting that you have there is you can turn the compressor on and you can turn it off as well. And then you have the threshold. The threshold give you the settings that says how much compression you're going to be applying. Well, it's not really how much compression, but the level of sound that compression will apply for. So the more, if you move the threshold downward, that means that you're applying a lot of compression. And if you move the threshold upward, that means that you are not applying compression to the sounds. So that's the control that you have over here. I will talk in more details about compression when I get here to the compression setting. But then you can see the gain reduction light in there as well. So when I apply a lot of compression, you see that you have a lot of gain reduction. And when I'm not applying a lot of compression, you can see there's no gain reduction there. So I like a setting where there's a bit of some gain reduction, so maybe about 3 to 6 dB gain reduction. That would be that's like an optimal, a good setting for compression. Okay, I'll move into the boss send, so aux box send. So what you can do here is you can send the channel to the bus. You can pan it left and right if it's a stereo bus, and you can turn it up and down, and if it's not a stereo bus. So as you can see, and as you can see on this one, it is a stereo bus because it's got a pan against it, and there is no number 2. So if you see 5 and 6, it's not a stereo bus. That means that they are mono bus. Also on the master on the right there, the 1 and 2 are linked together, which I've named as sub L and sub higher. You can see the link between them. And 5 and 6, they are not linked together. So that's a sign that they are not a stereo buses. So you can, at the moment, I'm recording this on 3 and 4. So what we can do is we can turn it up and down on that. You can send this channel to that bus from here as well. Okay, and then we can pan it left and right from here as well. So you should be able to hear the panning like that as well. So yeah, that's what you can do just over here. And then effect, you can send the effect here as well. I'm not connecting. I haven't turned the effect on at the moment. So maybe if I turn that effect on, and if I send it to increase that, and I send it to it. Yes, I need to turn that up as well. So if I turn it down, you will not hear the effect. But when I send it to effect, you'll be able to hear the effect coming on as well. So you can use that to control the effect as well. But then there's there's a lot more controls in the send button. So when I get to that send stuff, I get to talk more about faders, subgroups, because you can use the bus as a subgroup as well. So instead of aux or bus, you can use it as a subgroup. So yeah, I'll talk in the details when I get there. Then you will have the main out, so you can send the channel to the main out here. It's clicked on the main out, but I've muted the main out there because I don't want it to be coming out of my mixer here. So you just watch this, the light on the right now. If I unclick that, you will not see anything there anymore. So if you want the sound to be coming out of your main speaker, you need to select that so that it can be sent to there. And also with the panning as well, if you can use that to pan the channel left and right in your main speaker. So you're not hearing anything the panning here because that's not the sound that you are hearing from this signal. I'll turn it off for now. Auto mix, you can use, you can start to set up for your auto mix over here. DCA group, you can select your DCA group and mix group here as well. There's more controls there in the main mix. I think I'll talk more into details of how to use DCA groups, mix group, auto mix later when I get there. I think at the moment there's no need to worry about that yet. And then finally we have the output meter. Okay, so I can talk about the input meter here, and then this is the output meter. This output meter is controlled by the master, channel fader. So if you turn the channel fader up, that one is gonna go up. So you see that it's picking at -10 now. When I turn it down, it's not gonna go as minus. Get to -20 now. If you notice that the input meter did not change, so just turning down, the input meter did not change, but the output meter is changing. So it's controlled. This shows what is going out to the output itself. So that's the metering after these effects, this processing. That means that this compression is adding a lot of some gain to it, or maybe that EQ was supposed to that top filter there is adding some gain to it. So that's why it's higher than what is inside there, and also the channel as well. So the channel that is higher than 0 here. So this is telling us what is actually going out to the main mixer. Okay. I think that's it for now. I don't want this video to be long. I want you to just go straight to the point, and I'll just break it down into small sections. And so let me know in the comment if there's anything else that you want me to explain more into details, or if there's any questions that you really have about sound, digital mixers, and or if there's any video that you want me to do. And also like and share to anybody that might be interested in all this kind of videos. So yeah, thanks for watching to the end. See you in the next video.